Modern civilization runs on an invisible nervous system. Right now, billions of devices are quietly exchanging trillions of messages, coordinating everything from global financial markets to a simple video stream. Early communication networks relied on physical infrastructure. Under circuit switching, operators had to plug a copper cord into a board to connect two people. That dedicated wire was tied up for the entire conversation, leaving massive amounts of infrastructure sitting completely idle during silences. Because digital computer traffic features intense bursts of data followed by long silences, engineers designed packet switching. Instead of reserving a whole physical line, large files are chopped down into tiny, standardized blocks of data called packets. To see how this actually works, we can initiate a simple command, requesting a website hosted on a server 5,000 miles away. The data from that request isn't going to travel through a single dedicated pipe. It's about to merge onto a shared, chaotic highway alongside millions of other data streams. To survive the trip, it relies on a strict set of architectural rules. Before our request can even leave the computer, it moves down a layered protocol stack, a process known as encapsulation. Each layer adds a specific set of instructions to the raw data. As you can see in this model, it starts at the application layer. The system formats our raw web request using HTTP or HTTPS, wrapping it so the destination server will eventually know how to read it. Next, it drops to the transport layer. The Transmission Control Protocol, or TCP, attaches its own header to the packet. This assigns a specific port number and establishes a reliable connection, ensuring that if our packet gets lost later, the system knows to retransmit it. Down at the network layer, the packet receives its logical address. This is the IP address, acting as the digital GPS coordinates that tell the network exactly where this packet needs to go on the global map. Finally, at the data link layer, the system stamps a MAC address onto the frame. This is a physical hardware identifier, used strictly to get the packet to the very next device on the local network. Through encapsulation, our data is packed tightly inside a digital Russian nesting doll. It's engineered this way so that as the packet travels, each piece of network hardware it encounters only needs to read the specific outer layer it was programmed to understand. At the physical layer, this complex nested structure is translated into raw electrical pulses, or flashes of light, shooting out of the computer and into the local network. Looking at a standard layout, we see a star topology. Multiple devices are connected radially to a central local switch. That switch doesn't care about the global IP address hidden inside. It only reads the outermost MAC address layer to successfully route our packet across the room, handing it off to the local gateway router. Here, the router performs Network Address Translation, or NAT. Because internal devices share a private IP address space, the router disguises the computer's local IP, swapping it for a single public-facing IP address that the rest of the internet can recognize. This router acts as a strict border checkpoint. It manages outbound traffic while actively blocking unrequested inbound connections, shielding the private network from the massive, untrusted space outside. Leaving the local network, our packet enters the wide area network. This is the sprawling, globe-spanning mesh of massive core routers managed by telecom carriers. Out here, routing protocols like OSPF and BGP constantly calculate the most efficient path forward. A cyber cable is cut across an ocean, or a server farm goes dark. These protocols instantly reroute our packet through alternative nodes to step-side the failure. As the packet approaches its destination network, it hits a firewall. This system inspects the traffic, filtering out malicious data, and confirming that our specific web request is safe to pass through. By dodging outages and clearing security checkpoints, the packet proves the resilience of this architecture. The internet is a decentralized organism built to guarantee data delivery, even when individual parts of the physical infrastructure break down. The packet successfully arrives at the destination web server, where it has to move back up the protocol stack in a process called decapsulation. Watching the layers peel back, the server sequentially strips away the outer shells. It verifies the MAC, reads the IP, and processes the TCP header to ensure no parts of the message were lost. Finally, the raw HTTP request is exposed at the application layer. The server reads the request, pulls the corresponding website data, and instantly generates a response packet. Milliseconds after we clicked, the exact same global journey triggers in reverse. It takes a fraction of a second today, But 50 years ago, processing a fraction of this data required room-sized mainframes and massive tape drives. Today, high-speed routing fits in the palm of your hand, and the system is still expanding. Because the original 32-bit IPv4 protocol is running out of unique addresses for all our smart devices, global networks are migrating to IPv6. This 128-bit structure provides enough unique IP addresses to assign one to almost every atom on the surface of the Earth. Cables will continue to get faster, and physical hardware will keep shrinking. Yet the layered architecture that guides these microscopic packets remains the master blueprint, quietly turning billions of isolated devices into a globally connected digital civilization.